wrong in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek, I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. We go through bad days, hard times, low pay, high crime, pathways to a life without sunshine. I'm the lifeline. With this life, I'm gonna be the pipeline, shining in the nighttime. Bet on me to swoop down. I'ma go toe to toe. Already know that I'm never gonna back down. Bet on me to stand tall. I take on anything for my crew. Bet I risk it all. Wicked people in the streets. Corruption in the politics and the police. It's time to raise up. Take a stand against the seat. We won't take a back seat. I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. 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 If I get knocked down, I'ma get back up. If I get knocked down, I'ma get back up. If I get knocked down, I'ma get back up. I'ma get back up. I'ma get back up. I'ma. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Yeah, no more running from that bad guy. Don't worry about it. I'm right here. What's up? I know that journey been hard for you. Okay, I ain't giving up. We ain't giving up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Yo. Hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight?
That's not the normal Monday music.
Yes. Okay,
hey,
couple of quick
everybody.
updates. Hey, Gia, and hey, Touche. Judy is with us. We will get into everything that Gia saw after we went off the air in just a minute or two.
Or Judy, one of the two.
Judy, not Gia. Judy.
I'm sorry, I got tongue-tied. I apologize for everything.
Yeah,
Don't insult Gia like that. I mean, really, that's an insult.
Gia can't talk.
Yeah, Gia can't talk.
She's been a big hit on the Vestal Virgin Hotline, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Let's just start out by a couple of programming notes. Yes, this is normally a Phil show, but it is a Judy show tonight because our esteemed courtroom reporter Judy was in the court talking with people there and reporting on what happened when we went off the air. But first, we'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 8:55 a.m. for our Karen Reed coverage. Then tomorrow at 8 o'clock, it's Suck It Phil Tuesday, and we are going to be celebrating our 1 year on the air on this channel. I just wanted to say that today is our official anniversary. We've assembled a great team here, and I can't say that I'm tongue-tied. I'm be-clamped. I'm basically trying to say that I'm proud of every member of our team who has come through, who's still on our team, and who's with us right now, including Judy, including Pants, including Mark, even including Shuggy at times. But fuck you, Shuggy. Everyone here plays a great part of the team, and to all of you fans out there, thank you for supporting us. We are soon to reach 7,000 subscribers in a year, and to me that's amazing. I thought we'd stop at 400 or so. NCR played a big part in that by getting us monetized, basically. And, you know, if I haven't said your name, I don't mean to ignore you. You are part of this team, and we're going to move forward. We're going to hit 10K by hopefully Christmas, if not sooner. And again, thank you for being part of the channel. Now that the rant's out of the way, we're going to turn it over to Judy, who says she's got a lot of tea as to what happened as the court drama ended. The stream ended with the judge saying, okay, we're done. And Myers said something about, let's see, I'm not coming in on Friday, and then it went dead.
Oh, that's where it went dead? Oh my gosh.
That's where it went dead.
All right.
Okay.
So Mr. Mark the Shark, he has his job cut out for him. There were a lot of times that if Lane was making his case, he was sitting back, looking at the ceiling, tapping his glasses on his knee, letting Lane do Lane. But then when Lane started popping off, then he was trying his best to, like, you know, this is what happens. I know you think you should get, you know, based on procedure alone, just on trust me, bro, that you should get this new hearing. But what has to happen is that the judge, let me back up a little bit. All of Lane's motions that we've been waiting for, he came with him to court today. And Mr. Resnick's first job of the day was to make copies for Lane and for everyone else. So then after, I mean, so obviously no one had a chance to actually read his motions, right?
Right.
The judge wanted to read his motion because he didn't want to make a decision based on, you know, the stuff coming out of Lane's mouth alone, because he doesn't actually go by trust me, bro. He wants to read the cases. He wants to see if they fit. Well, that was what I believe made Mr. Myers quite cranky today. He was definitely Mr. Cranky Pants by the end of it, because I don't know how much you guys could hear, but definitely, I mean, that's what Parvin, that's what he argued. But then Parvin's motion was pulled because Lane wanted it that way. And then, so he's going to have to read your motion, Cupcake, so that he'll know how to judge your motion, Muffin. But that wasn't, oh my gosh, he went off so bad. All right, I'm at a stoplight. I'm refusing court. This bleep is kangaroo is bleep. Plain as bleeping day. I'm going to cause a scene on Friday is what the genius decides to tell the sheriff's officer and the corrections officer with the court clerk still in the room. All right. Can we agree that's not a wise, even if you are, okay, I'm not even going to get to the, you are going to cause a scene or you're not. Announcing it 4 days in advance is not that's a smooth brain move. That is a smooth brain move.
Yeah.
I'm sure Resnick was not happy at that point.
No. And he also made sure everyone knew that Judge Metcalf is going to be getting at least 500 calls and emails a day now, which again, wise move there, Buttercup. That's just beautiful. Make sure everyone knows exactly who to blame. Thank you for that. This is smart. As soon as he started popping off, the victim and her crew left. I kind of hope they didn't hear all of that stuff, because it just, I mean, Resnick was trying to calm him down, say this is how it's done.
Okay, let's establish the scene a little bit, since you did tell us backstage beforehand, but who exactly was in the court today in the audience?
In the gallery was victim and her usual friends, family, her usual group. And then there were 2 other people that Lane kind of did a little, high sign V, like, hey, smile and nod. So I thought, oh, maybe they're there with him because I didn't recognize them from any other hearing. However, later on, I'm speaking to one of them, and she works for the court. So I'm okay. We had a fascinating discussion. Just, interesting to hear from, different sides of everything and different voices along the spectrum. I also spoke with one of the court security officers, had a lovely chat with him. And, I did say that I used to teach middle schoolers. And even in the worst bouts of their hormones, just, making them pop off, they weren't even as bad as Mr. Myers was. And the court officer was very astute. I mean, you can tell he's Mr. Laid Back dude.
Right.
And he's like, I wouldn't mind hearing what he has to say. But he comes off so badly that whatever message he had to begin with is completely lost. And I have to say, I don't know what his message is. Right now, it's just kangaroo court and dropping F-bombs. That's what his message is now. Good luck selling that.
That's what he had as supporters. There were 3 others restreaming, all calling it kangaroo court, yada, yada, yada. This is a lynching of Lane and all that bullshit. So, but I am surprised. Hey, Becca, I am surprised that there were no actual Lane supporters in the courtroom. He promised to pack court, and nobody was there.
I had the entire gallery to choose from when I first got in there, and essentially it was you could sit where you wanted because the vast majority of the seats were wide open. I'm still waiting for the Spartacus moment. I want the Spartacus moment. I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah, I am Lane Myers.
I am Lane Myers.
Who else?
No,
so there's 3 of us and one's a woman. So which one is Lane Myers? So Judy,
I'm not Lane Myers.
I was gonna say just the way that he is insulting the judge. Yeah. I know. My guess is, he really is trying to hear what Mr. Myers is trying to say. He really is. And like with the motion, does he get another bond hearing? It was argued, then it was yanked. So he wants to hear the arguments again. I could tell Miss Stiles was kind of like, really, we have to do this again?
Right.
But, by the way, I believe she has 18 years experience, not 14, but I could be wrong on that. Just saying.
Right.
There's the way he is trying to poke the bear with Judge Metcalf. I really don't think is going to work. I don't think it's going to get him what he wants. I really think Judge Metcalf is like a lot of judges in that Superior Court position. He's trying to call balls and strikes. He's not trying to make new law. He is not trying to, guess what the defendant is going to do in the future. None of that. He's trying to call balls and strikes.
Judy?
And Mr. Myers is poking the bear. I don't think it will end well for him. But
Touche has a question for you. Touche,
do you
go ahead.
think Lane wants to upset Judge so he can then say Judge was biased?
He's already saying that. He's already saying that he has judicial misconduct. He is not following the rules because, trust me, bro, this is what needs to happen. For someone who apparently is such a legal savant, he doesn't know what file a motion, the judge reads it, The judge reads all the cases that you put in there to see if they're on point or not, and then the judge makes the ruling. It's not a trust me, bro. So even if you think it is as clear as day, let's say, for instance, you say that a YouTuber who has filed a case against you has made a mockery out of discovery, has made a mockery out of all of the emotions that this judge has made. You still have to file the motion. You still have to quote all the legal cases. You have to cite, the motion delivered on blah, 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 what date. It's not a trust me, bro situation. And Lane is just so convinced in his own mind that there's only one way to read these things, that it has to be his way. And Muffin, that's not how this works.
Yeah, he came off, he was ordering the judge. He
Yes,
was
absolutely.
telling the judge what the judge will do. He was saying, if you don't, then I'm going to file this and get you taken off the case. This is how this works.
And
the judge
Muffin,
was like,
that is the amount of eyebrows in that room that hit their hairlines was, just about every one of us was kind of looking around going, is he saying that? Did I hear that? I couldn't have just heard that. Did you hear that?
Right.
We were all kind of looking at each other going, seriously?
as Mrs. Tom says, you're threatening me now, Mr. Myers. No, you're going to do what it says to do. So how did it resolve at the end with Myers making these threats and the court hearing? Well, the judge was gone, but the sheriff was still in the room. So did he keep making threats that he was going to disrupt things on Friday?
He made that very clear. Which again,
okay,
big brain move right there. Especially, 'cause by the time I got down to the first floor, the courtroom security that I spoke to, delightful man, he even knew that there's a hearing on Friday morning. So
right.
if he knew already, I'm also willing to bet there will be more than one sheriff's officer and one corrections officer in that courtroom. I'm willing to bet.
Just programming note, we will be doing Karen Reed as normal for the first half on Friday, but then we will start a new live stream for the Lane Myers hearing, just the restream of the audio, just like we did today. And then we will, if Karen Reed is still going on, we'll return to that once the Myers hearing is over on Friday. There are 70 other channels covering Karen Reed. I don't feel that it's going to be so important that our interrupting coverage is going to mean a whole hill of beans when we need to take advantage of
and we might not even be on
Judy
another
being in
witness by Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another story for another time. But I'm going to go insane if Alan Jackson keeps another witness on the stand for 3 freaking days and not get anything. Just saying. Anyway, so did they have to forcibly take Lane out of the courthouse, or what happened there? And did we lose Judy?
She might be near her home. We always lose her.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
near her home.
Yeah, let's give her a minute. Just to recap, folks, Lane basically did his stream of consciousness again, demanding that he have a bond motion hearing on Friday. The judge set a hearing to discuss if Lane gets a hearing, but Lane was essentially going off on the judge, telling him, you will do this, you will do that. And Lane did not file anything. He says because he did not have envelopes given to him until last Friday, So he brought his motion, according to Judy, he brought all of his motions with him and made his standby counsel do photocopier work as promised before it began to give copies of the motions to everybody involved, the judge and the prosecutor. And Judy just dropped. We'll get her back in a second.
That's what standby counsel Shart's supposed to be for.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he made. Yeah, that's what he made him do. Previously, Parvin had an active role, but he this time around, Myers is saying that everything must go to him, and the standby counsel is there to be his peon, basically. So we'll have Judy back in a second. The judge basically cut off Lane, saying we're through, or we're done at the end, with Myers screaming that he was not going to be coming in on Friday. As Judy reported, basically Lane is saying that the judge will get 500 calls a day from now until Friday, and basically that he will be causing a scene at Friday's hearing. Did I get that right, folks?
Yeah.
Judy's coming back. She says she keeps getting phone calls.
Yeah, telling the judge you're going to brigade the court is not a good thing.
Well, apparently the judge was not in the court when he said that. That was after the court had left.
Lane is not going to be too happy if he gets what he's trying to get, and that's the judge to recuse himself, because he's not going to find another judge that's going to let him get away with as much as this judge is doing.
Right. This judge, and we got an example of this judge, because the previous hearing went late, so we listened in on what the judge's style was, and he's very he listens to both sides. He gives both sides a chance. In that case, he basically gave the husband one more chance, and then he'd be going to jail, because it was a domestic violence incident, and the jailing of the husband would put undue pressure on their 2 disabled children. So the judge was very compassionate. He gave the guy one more chance. He listened to everybody. He's going to have a hard time with that, as Judy's back and so is Gia. In this case, with Lane talking over everybody. Welcome back, Judy. So you're that popular, huh? You're getting phone calls up the wazoo. You're a new celebrity, huh?
Yeah,
you're not, Judy. You're not in jail. You don't have to keep your phone in your wazoo.
Did the Silver Fox Anderson Cooper call you to book you?
Oh, he is. Let me tell you, Lane is very sure that Kagan 9 is knocking at the doors of the jail to get a primo interview with him. When I was speaking with, because Mr. Cool and collected security officer downstairs was very much like, you really don't need to chase any of that stuff. I'm like, now I'm invested. Now I want to see him get his comeuppance. Right. And he's like, well, yeah, I get that. But I said, I didn't know any of this stuff until you, Jim, said, there's a hearing. Would you mind just sitting in on just one little hearing? Giving me no background. Very little, if any. I don't even remember any.
He was like, hey, you think maybe we can get Judy to go cover it? And I'm like, well, sure, let's ask her.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I have heard zilch about this. Zilch in Tucson.
Yeah.
He thinks he is some, that media darling that everyone. He's apparently wants to put up billboards now. Good luck with that one, buddy.
Yeah, he announced that. I haven't monitored his propaganda channels yet, but yeah, they're apparently taking a collection to put up the billboards. So good luck.
Well, that's money well spent. Not. But okay, I mean, the billboard
what are these
guys.
What are these billboards going to say?
I would not be
Lane.
surprised if it would be look up my channel to see the injustice happening against me, which
Right.
I'm willing to bet will not get him the result that he thinks it will.
So he's going to dress up like a pauper and go, "Come see the violence inherent in the system," like in Monty Python.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, he has. Well, let's just get real here. He has not had a donation to his Give Send Go in over 8 days. People are not lining up for Lane Myers. People are not donating to Lane Myers. People are not showing up to the court for Lane Myers. Even his diehards who previously were there, a big guy who refused to, was telling what was going to record come hell or high water. He's not there. The other auditors in Tucson, and there's a bunch of them in Tucson area, none are showing up. Yes,
see, I don't even know who's in my area because they don't make the news.
There's one called Reluctant
Prophet.
Yes, and he has his own cases against Styles and the rest of them. The same players. But he was live streaming today. He didn't show up to court. So,
nope.
I mean, there is no, as they said, there is no I am Lane Myers moment coming. Go ahead, NCR.
Well, it's kind of hard to have anybody, rally behind you when you keep alienating everyone who's trying to and pissing away any alliances you could even build.
Right.
Yeah. I find it fascinating that does he have a history with Mark the Shark?
Not that I know of, no. But remember, he had demanded Mark the Shark before.
Which again, what a tyrant! I mean, I don't think Judge Metcalf has a blessed thing to do with who gets assigned. But so that's just what tyrants we are here in Tucson. Is that he had a request that was actually given. I'm willing to bet that it wasn't because he made a stink about it. It was because Mark was willing to put up with him. But it just, I know the kind of folks here in Tucson, having lived here for almost 30 years, he is not going to do well with a jury trial. He did, I think it was after the judge left the bench, he did say, "You can forget about my plea deal," which, again, Muffin, you're not the one the plea deal is really benefiting. I mean, you are the one that the plea deal benefits. You don't want to go to trial, son. You really don't.
Now,
so
was Styles in the room when he said she could forget or they could forget the plea deal?
I believe she was on her way out. I was I did not turn around to watch them all exit. I was furiously scribbling. So but they were on their way out as he is popping off and calling it a kangaroo court and all that fun stuff. But yeah, he said you can forget about a plea deal now. I'm like, dude, plea deals are for your benefit. No, okay, all right.
Yeah,
it's not gifts from you.
He's talking about that bullshit plea deal that he was. You drop all the charges and I won't sue. You can sue me or whatever the bullshit idea was.
Right. But apparently they have started, they were starting negotiations based on what they said today. They were starting some discussions. And I don't know if those discussions were simply, here are my terms, take it or leave it from Lane, which I'm sure got him far. Or if she had any counter for him. But yeah, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. So yeah, that's what kept going through my head.
And I was expecting the judge to say exactly that at some point because Myers just kept going and going and going. I see you, Gia. I've got your back.
I'm here. Barely.
Welcome back, Gia.
Barely.
I don't
Gia,
see how.
Go ahead.
I don't see how Lane is willing to take any kind of a deal unless it's his deal.
Right.
I think this is just going to end like I've been predicting. Him just trying to get a dismissal by disrupting the court enough where they just have to dismiss the case and then refile it. Then he's going to argue for another bail here.
Yeah, I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to get the speedy trial clause. He's going to delay things as much as possible. Then the 150 days is going to hit, and he's going to say, hey, I didn't get a speedy trial. You got to dismiss everything. And so it's not going to work.
Here's what I heard today, was that as long as the trial starts under that 150-day mark, then speedy trial has been accomplished. He thought sentencing had to happen before. I was like, yeah, because a 6-week murder trial, goes under the.
Okay, Judy must be getting home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're roboting, Judy. Did you?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can the prosecutor say we don't want any more of his motions unless he agrees to suspend the speedy trial?
No.
If he wants to continue to put up all of these motions, then he needs to agree no speedy trial deadline.
No, the prosecution can't do that.
Of his constitutional rights.
Ow.
Okay, testing. Judy, you back
Am
with
I still
us?
roboting?
You're better. Did you just get home and walk in? Well, we had her.
And the Wi-Fi reached out to grab.
Okay, keep talking, Judy. You were coming in for a second there. Okay, let's give Judy a second. She got home and the Wi-Fi is screwing up.
But no, I've been saying this because I think this is what his whole plan is, because he knows he can't win at trial. But if he can try to get a dismissal and then try to argue the bond, saying he needs to be out, he wants bond. I think that's his whole end game.
Well, and that might have actually worked if these were misdemeanors, but he's under felony charges.
Yeah, 10 misdemeanor, 10 felony.
So, yeah.
But in Lane's mind, it's all the same. I mean, you can all agree.
Yeah, Lane thinks he's more than he is. Lane thinks he's in control of everything and that his word is God. And we'll have Judy back in a second. It was apparent today when he was literally telling the judge what the judge would do. You have no choice. You will do this. And the judge was like, no, that's not how it works. And yes, NCR, you're roboting worse than Judy was.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm having issues with my Wi-Fi. I've been calling my cable company to see if they can fix it.
Okay, that's fine.
NCR is just trying to get you a strike for the Styx song.
Yeah. Jim, the only
Yes.
way Lane would sound dumber is if he's asked for mutual combat or leg sweep.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. If he turned into Glenn Serio, which he might, he's got time. He might just challenge Rachel Stiles to a fist fight. And I think she'd still kick his ass. I just think she would.
Eddie Banks in Washington offered to box a female prosecutor in Snohomish County.
Oh, God.
Stop it.
Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't come to fisticuffs. But, yeah, Rachel would kick his ass. I'm just saying. I'd bet money on that. And we're supposed to be impartial. That also came up at the trial today, that there were both sides, that there were... And Lane seemed surprised when Stiles pointed out that there were two sides on social media, that there were people for him, and there was an equal amount of people against him. And while our stance is, from the news point of view, we're trying to be neutral, it is kind of hard to be neutral when Lane Myers has threatened us at least twice with lawsuits and basically made it clear that he wants us wiped off the face of the earth. So, yeah, we're trying to stay neutral, but let's face it, we're one tiny channel and we need ratings as much as anybody else. So we're going to give our true feelings on Lane Myers.
I will continue to laugh at stupid.
Yes, that is our goal, is to laugh at stupid. Gee, I hope that Zoe and her major zoomies are taken care of in a minute. But yeah, otherwise today they established that and Judy is back. And she's in front of her computer in video form.
Can I say, driving by my house, my Wi-Fi grabbed it. Rude.
Yes.
Rude.
Yes. Because we were like 5, 4, 3, 2, she's gone.
It's okay. I cracked open some 12-year-old apple juice.
Okay.
Because dang.
It should be nice and hard cider.
I told Judy that I don't get paid till the 21st, and then we will take care of her with something. We will send something her way. And if anyone wants to donate, please hit up the GoFundMe. Don't do the Cash App, because I won't get that money till next month on the 21st.
Because YouTube takes 50%.
Well, yeah, but the more important part is I'm paying all these bills for the channel right now. I'm way low on money, and we get paid the 21st. So if you want to help out, please hit the PayPal, Cash App, or GoFundMe, because those actually pay out immediately. I'm not going to hit you with the chili bullshit. It's just, if you do through YouTube, I don't see that money until next month. So, and we've got major bills coming up, and like today we paid $256 to renew the music rights for another year. So yay! Yay! Anyway, back to Judy, the dear, sweet, lovely Judy.
Give me my
fucking whiskey. I'm not buttering you up. I'm not buttering you up for anything. Don't give me that teacher look. I'm not, I swear.
Jim is allergic to butter.
That's
now I'm going back Friday. Arguments for a motion that have already been argued. And Ms. Stiles basically was like, by statute, he's not allowed another hearing. Done. And
done.
Lane going
not even by statute, by Arizona state constitution.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
But I'm saying it's that important to Arizona that they put it in the freaking Constitution. So, I mean, what is Lane Myers, the constitutional advocate, to go against the Constitution?
Because he read the rules, the court rules, which obviously trump our state constitution. Obviously. Clearly. He actually said clearly. I wrote it down.
Clearly.
I wrote it down because I was kind of, see, I wrote it down. Clearly, where is it? There it is. Clearly. I do not know Judge Metcalf. Never appeared before him as a plaintiff or defendant. Plaintiff would be pretty tough. Defendant, thankfully, no. I get the idea that he will let enough rope for Lane to hang himself and make sure that any possible issue he might have for appeal just isn't there.
Right.
That's my feel of it. That he's gonna take probably more abuse than I would like to see, but that's because I know what court decorum is supposed to be, and what do I know? But I mean, there were times when the judge was just like letting Lane go, just kind of sitting there, chewing on his pen cap, just letting him go. He was, I mean, I think the most limiting factor today was the poor court reporter. Bless her heart.
Yeah. At one point, we hear a verbal "slow down."
There were a couple more than just one.
We heard the loud one. Yeah, we heard the loud one, and thank you, Dave. I'll take a look at the contribution in a sec. But yeah, that was the first time I actually heard her screaming at him to slow down.
Now, is it showing? Is Lane showing signs that he may be impaired?
I don't think he is. I think he is. I mean, he's passed all the what do you call being able to be your own lawyer. I can't remember what the
competency. Yeah.
But there was some name of the name of the hearing, but he is not showing incompetency. He is showing that he's a class A-hole is what he's showing.
Right.
But he understands the words. He understands what he is trying to do. He understands what the state is trying to do. And he understands when the judge yanks back on him a little bit to say, Ferrata, that's right. Thank you, Cranky Elder God. So he understands it all. Is he going to self-destruct? Probably. If he self-destructs this badly over, an argument for a bond hearing, dang, it's going to get interesting with the actual trial.
Now imagine, okay. Imagine the jury is seated and he pulls this shit. He talks over the judge. He says, "This is what you're gonna do." How's that gonna come off?
I somehow doubt the judge will allow that in front of the jury. Okay. I think he's giving him wide leeway right now. But I don't see that happening in the trial. When I just lost my train of thought. Sorry, JJ. Lane threatened to cause a scene. The court will order him to visit via iPad. That may be, or they may have, 7 corrections officers again. Who knows?
Phil, check private messages real fast on this.
Okay.
I don't know. I have a feeling that once the jury is seated, and I did find it fascinating that he's not going to allow a jury questionnaire. I find that fascinating. Because if you don't know about it beforehand, don't go cluing your potential jury pool to go looking stuff up. Because in Tucson Broad, nobody knows anything that's going on in there. Right. Nobody knows him. Nobody knows this case. Nobody knows this stuff. K-Gun 9 is not, knocking on the door begging for an interview. So, okay, put up a billboard. I mean, I'm not even sure a billboard would do much damage. Maybe. And then the one question can be, have you seen any of his billboards? Then you're off the jury pool.
And where's he going to point to? His own YouTube channel, or one of his flunkies? If you do a YouTube search on Lane Myers, you either get them or you get us. That's your two choices.
Ooh.
Styles did
Ooh.
Today.
Do a billboard, Lane. Do a billboard.
In case y'all didn't catch it, Miss Styles did say there's a community for and a community against. And I was like, who could that?
And that they're monitoring both. So hi, Miss Styles, if you're listening. Welcome. Hey, how you doing? Hi, anybody out there.
Bless you for
everybody's
all
welcome
you guys
here. Yeah.
Okay,
let's
now
see, we have another. Go ahead.
Lane's going to argue that you're prejudicing the jury against him.
Actually, he said that he doesn't feel prejudiced, and so he wanted it known that he was good with pretrial publicity for and against, which I thought was magnanimous of him.
Right.
Stupid of him, but magnanimous. So, okay, sure, we'll go with that. Yeah, Jeanette, I get the feeling that he doesn't have much insight. Like zero insight, I think, like you said, is.
He is like Glenn. They don't realize that when they do stupid things and their name gets out there, a future employer will find it.
I don't think that's even a thought rattling around his brain that he has to be concerned about future employment. I think he thinks he's going to take the world by storm. And who does that sound like? And that anyone needing First Amendment constitutional law help will call him up. Who does that sound like?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So he's a constitutional law scholar.
I thought he was a constipation scholar.
Well, the constipation scholar, last I checked, was in hour 3.5 of his Happy F the Police Day broadcast.
Okay.
I gave up in hour 2. Yeah, he's still got 652 people watching. He's already shown 2 police officers killing suspects. So, yeah, he's off his meds as well. Allegedly. Let's see. What else do we have here? At one point, let me go through. He made it clear. How was Styles' reaction in court to Lane's endless talking and not letting her talk?
I think she's kind of found her pretrial, happy medium, knowing that is, it's just let him go. Just let that spinning top go. She was perusing his motions and other things while he was going, because pretty soon he's gonna circle round and round and round and round and round he goes in these circles. So I kind of get the idea that it's up to Judge Metcalf to call that ball when it's obviously, starting to spiral down that badly. But then when she starts talking, he needs to shut up, and he had trouble with that today. We'll see. I can't imagine what is going to happen during trial if he doesn't seriously I mean, he may have to be, brought in like Daryl Brooks was on TV if he can't control himself.
Right.
Dang. But yeah, I get the idea that, she was just like, I'll let him have his turn. Then it's going to be mine. And I will have my say. And, that's Judge Metcalf, if he really was such a kangaroo court, he could have ruled on the bond hearing today, because Ms. Stiles made the argument that by Arizona Constitution, he's not allowed. He could have taken that and just that little bit from the other one and applied it to today. He didn't, because he wanted to research all of the sites that Lane made. I don't think Lane realizes how fair Judge Metcalf is being to him.
Right. While you were disconnected, we went over the previous hearing in there, because there was a hearing right before you came in, where basically it was a domestic violence incident where the couple had basically, they hadn't made up, but the man was helping support the family. They had 2 disabled children, and that putting the man in jail would basically screw over both the kids who were going to special schools and needed transportation, and also the wife's ability to get them there. And Metcalf
I caught the
was
last bit of her testimony and the sentencing.
And Metcalf was very compassionate. He said, "You've got one last chance. This is all I can give you. And you've got to get it together and make sure that you don't screw over your family, you don't screw over your children. I am giving you that chance." I will commend him for that, because I don't think I would do the same thing. I would have put the guy in jail for it was like the 3rd domestic violence incident. I probably would have put the guy in jail. But I am a different man than Metcalf is, and I give him props for understanding the situation and the impact on the man's absence, which goes further than just taking him out. So Metcalf is going to give Lane enough rope to hang himself here. And we'll see if Lane picks up on that.
You
good
think
night,
Lane's
Gia.
gonna pick up
I
on
hope you're feeling better.
anything? That's adorable.
I know.
Lane does not have self-control of a 3-year-old.
You are correct.
I did find it funny, and I just lost my train of thought here. Let me go over notes real fast. Let's see. He wanted the hearing immediately. Parvin was a piece of garbage. Judge, don't gaslight me. You were told in the past that you can't gaslight. He brought up another case where I guess the judge was told on appeal that he ruled an error or something, and Myers brought that up and threw it in his face. Yeah.
Can't picture that at all.
So much.
He also did say, when it came to the getting a de novo hearing, he really does want to play lawyer. He really wants to, provide the evidence, go through, question witnesses. He wants to play lawyer. God bless him. So when Lane was talking to the judge about how it's really not up for debate, which I thought was adorable, because law is debate. It is. Law is debate. You hear from 2 sides, and as a judge, then you decide which one is better. And oh my gosh, that was just. Again, did you all hear the eye rolls from everyone in the court at that time?
Yes. When Lane said he laid out a map of how the hearing should be granted in language that even an elementary school student could understand.
I think I saw my optic nerve. I think I actually saw my optic nerve. Which, by the way, my retinas are beautiful, so there. But yeah, I mean, when he said it's really not up for debate, I think for just a split second, I caught a little bit of a grin on Judge Metcalf's face, just a little bit of one. But normally Judge Metcalf's face is, pretty much the same. He's just looking intelligently around, reading a book, reading whatever. I think I caught just a wee bit of a grin when
Right.
when he said that. I might have snorted a little bit. So I completely understand a little bit of a grin because I may have snorted. Yeah. Jules, I think that's true that they are really trying to make sure that his case is appeal proof. And it is painful in the pretrial stuff to make sure as well. I mean, if this really goes to trial, good Lord. Can you imagine how ticked off the members of the jury are going to be at how he treats everybody? Because he went back to calling Miss Stiles Rachel again today, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He knows better.
Yes, he did.
But he went back to calling her Rachel. Sir, you are so desperate for rules to abide by. There's one. There's one right there. It's Judge or Your Honor, and it's Miss Stiles or Mr. whoever, but not first name. Sir, we are not doing first names.
Right.
There's a rule. There's a rule. Cheers to one rule.
Virgo is asking, what you got to do, hold him in contempt. Virgo, the judge says that he has the ability to take away Lane's right to represent himself, and that's the key thing that's keeping Lane in check when they need to keep Lane in check. That's why there's the advisory council. He has also threatened that this bullshit is not going to be put in front of a jury. So if he takes away that right, he has also threatened to put Lane in his own courtroom with supervision, and Lane can participate via remote. He does not have to be in the courtroom to participate in his own trial, and the judge has every right to take him out if need be.
If he's being disruptive, yep.
Yeah, my guess would be that first he would take away the right to be pro se, and then he would take away the right to be in the courtroom. That is my completely uneducated guess.
Right. Yeah, I think the judge is going to give him every chance, as frustrating as that sounds.
The judge may not have used the word contempt yet, but the are you threatening me? I think that's where he's headed. When he talks about, being threatened, that may be where he's headed. But like I said, I've never had the pleasure of being being seen in front of Judge Metcalf in the court processes. So I don't know. I am just, some of his stuff, man. I just can't. Damn you, Jim. Jim, damn you.
What? If Phil had been a little more charming, it would be damn you, Phil. Because Phil, remember, we were asking you if you'd go over and pick up a document.
Yep.
And Phil was supposed to approach you first.
Yep.
And Phil bungled the job, so I approached you directly and was like, well, Judy, could you please?
And I was as innocent as the driven snow. And now look at me, I'm sullied.
Sullied, I tell you. Yeah.
Sullied and a celebrity. You are a celebrity at that courtroom. They're going to say, hey, Miss Judy, as you walk in with your fur coat and diamond chains and the bling bling.
In July in Tucson? Are you kidding me?
They're going to call you when it's over and go, Judy, when are you coming back?
Yes, we've got other hearings. We need you.
I'll leave him my number and I'll say, give me some juicy ones. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
I can see it now. A line of bailiffs outside of Judy's house with flowers and boxes and court dates. Please come back.
Yeah, because Reluctant Prophet's apparently suing Styles, so we'll see. Yeah, Pants can catch up on that if we get Pants back in here. Reluctant Prophet was on the air last night filing motions on air against Styles. So something was going on there. I was too asleep to figure it out. Pants was actually spell checking and grammar correcting it in real time and saying it right in the side chat. And he's like, I don't support you. I just don't support grammar errors either.
Right.
Bless you, Pants.
So, yes.
Bless you.
Yeah. Pants is also a former, I think he's middle school teacher. So you have a lot to talk about with Mr. Pants. Yeah. Yeah, he still corrects my stuff because I just some behind the scenes stuff here. I end up waking up between 1 and 2 a.m. and started writing whatever it is for the newspaper that day if I don't have anything done. I get it to Pants by 4 a.m. so Pants reads it so the paper can come out by 8 o'clock. And Pants is constantly saying, is that a word? How do I pronounce this so-called word? Do you really mean this when you should say this? So, yeah. Yeah, Pants is he's a valuable asset at 4 a.m. A valuable asset. And we have actually doubled the size. People are coming in just to hear Pants. So,
oh yeah,
Pants has an amazing voice. Amazing.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Very soothing.
Yes.
Very popular with the ASMR crowd.
Though I tread carefully, though, because Jim might make me sing otherwise. We only made you sing the one time, and it was a Brady Bunch song. He had to sing when it's time to change, it's time to rearrange who you are and who you're gonna be. Shana na 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 shana na na na. That's all he had to sing. That's it.
And it got us limited. So nice going.
It didn't get us limited because it wasn't on the live stream. Oh. So, folks, we are winding down here. We're at the end of the hour. I've got to get up and write all this up at 2 a.m. or sooner.
There's one small bright spot from today. Besides meeting the nice people, because in Tucson, if you talk to somebody, you're probably going to find another nice person. It's just how Tucson is.
Right.
I might have found a pathway in that doesn't involve construction.
Yay! Yay! Nice going.
Now that I've said that, it's going to be under construction on Friday.
Yeah. Don't say how you're getting in. Don't share anything.
No.
Let the secret be the secret.
I'm calling the city council.
She's teleporting.
I'm still waiting for the corgi copter is what I'm waiting for.
There you go.
So you still don't want Dwayne to drop you through the airdrop that he does the gator skin boots?
I mean, look, I'm looking for alternative modes of transportation, whatever they may be.
Okay.
Well, it reminds me of when I used to live down by Harrisburg and work in Harrisburg, and one day every road to Harrisburg, including the back roads, were either shut down or one lane due to road construction. All perfect timing. Just perfect timing.
Well, if it's alternate transportation you want, we can always send the papal rowdy with a saddle.
Oh, yeah.
Think very soon, if not already, payment's going to be a little toasty for Roddy Paws.
That's
why
you get the doggy booties.
Yeah.
Now,
I got a primo parking place today. All I had to do is walk across the courtyard to the steps to the courthouse.
Now, how do you
tell
feel
you
about
how warm I was by the time I got in? And this is May. This is not June and July and August.
Oh yeah, we've been in the like mid 80s. I'm like, God, this is gonna be a horrible summer.
Sorry, did you say mid 80s?
Yes. But for Iowa, this time of year, that's very hot.
I hate you. but our humidity is like maybe 5%. So there.
Well, there you go.
Up yours.
There you go. Well, folks, we're going to wrap up here. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank, of course, Judy. Remember, tomorrow night we will be extending an invitation for Miss Judy to join us for our 1-year anniversary celebration, where we'll be marrying off NCR and anyone else who walks into the room. We've got drunk girl. We did show restraint today, and NCR did not get married off, only because, believe it or not, he had previously married the woman that was on a second video. Yes, this was her second appearance on the program.
Is that we do not believe in bigamy here? That's
well, being married twice to the same woman, you never know. That's
Judy.
And she.
I'm going to send you a care package. 21 and over.
You are very sweet. And you know you never have to, but you know they are always very much appreciated.
Yeah.
On that note, we're also going to have, if Myers' documents are actually scanned in and put on the system, we should have those for you. I don't know how many motions there were today.
Stack. It was a stack.
Thankfully, it's just a flat fee of $10 per motion, so I'll have to recharge one of the cards. Again, if anyone wants to donate to that, I don't get paid till the 21st, but PayPal, Cash App, or GoFundMe helps, as, again, there's going to be a stack of motions at $10 each, and yeah. So if you want to help out the channel, please help us out that way. On that note, I keep saying that. Let's get out of here. Thank you again. We'll be back with you at 8:55 a.m. tomorrow morning with our continuing Karen Reed trial coverage. Yay.
Never-ending Karen Reed.
Yay. Alan Jackson. Good night, everybody. Let's get out of here.
Everybody, be extra kind to the waitress because she helps Judy get over lame.